been proposed to this point, and we were to get the most conservative administration, the conservative Congress that you could possibly get, it would probably take us 12 to 16 years to recover. I literally, if ever there is a time for us to be engaged and be unified, it's this election. Now, I literally think this will be a referendum on what America want to be, what America wants to be when we grow up. And there's two different ideologies fighting for the soul of America. We've got one ideology that says profit is bad, more taxes are good, and profit, friends, you guys, some of you have heard me say this morning in our personal conversation, I have never gone into business to create a job. I go into business to create a profit. If I create a profit, there will be a job. But if I don't create a profit, there will not be a job. Profit should not be a bad word. And in terms of taxes, you know, we don't need more taxes, we need more taxpayers. And the way you create taxpayers is you create an environment that will attract investment capital. Because, as Andy McLemore has heard me say, investment capital is a coward. It will not flow into hostile environments. Ask Detroit. If you think that investment capital is stupid, investment capital says, if you create a hostile environment in Oklahoma, I'll go to Texas, I'll go to Arkansas, I'll go to Kansas, I'll go to Missouri, but I won't come to Oklahoma. It'll go to Indiana, it'll go to Florida, it'll go somewhere, but it won't stop in Oklahoma. If we say we're going to sue the investment capital, we're going to litigate the investment capital, we're going to regulate, we're going to create regulation that's uncertain, and we're going to tax it. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Democrats invest their money the same way we invest our money. We try to figure out good management, regulatory certainty, low tax rate. This is where I'm going to put my money. This is where I'm going to get the greatest return on capital, return on investment. That's how we all invest our money. But then we go to Washington or any state government and think about this. Municipal government, county government, state government, and federal government. They produce not one thing. They don't create any wealth, and they have no money. You think about that. Your state government has no money. Your federal government has no money. The only way the government can get money, tax your personal income, tax your corporate income, or put a government fee on something that you use. Or we can vote to borrow it. But if we vote to borrow it, you know how we pay it back? Tax your personal income, tax your corporate income, or put a government fee on something that you use. Friends, this is the doggonest thing I've ever seen in my life. And you go to parts of Africa, you go to different parts of the world, and they're saying, what can we do to attract America's investment capital? Give them a non-hostile regulatory, a non-hostile investment climate. You'll attract American dollars. American dollars will go where they can make a profit. There's going to be transparency, regulatory certainty, rule of law. Yeah, they're going to go wherever they can go and invest their capital. You can get those things in return. What does this have to do with Paul Welday? Paul is on the side that says, no. That which people, the money that people make, as Abraham Lincoln said, something to the fact, that which we earn with the efforts of our own hands, we should be able to keep as much of it as possible. That's what Paul fights for. Paul doesn't believe that profit is a bad word. He actually believes profit is a good word. He believes in innovation and competition. Government has no, and the market economy, it's driven by innovation and competition. And because of innovation, we have BlackBerries, and last week when we were in Africa, we could communicate to Washington, D.C. because of BlackBerries. getting in BlackBerry in 1995. As a matter of fact, when I went to Congress, BlackBerry was a fruit. And today it's this handheld contraption that you can get email and data and take pictures, use it as a phone. And that is startling to me, because in 1992, when I was elected to state government in 1990, in 1992 in the state of Oklahoma, we did away with the last elements of what we called the party line. Now, y'all remember, does anybody in here remember party lines? Party lines, that was the system that the Welday family and the Watts family and the Saylor family, we all had to use the same phone line. So, you know, you'd get on the phone and say, hey, Paul, get off the phone, you and Valerie. I want to talk to my girlfriend too. I couldn't talk to my girlfriend until Paul got off the phone. We did away with the last element of that in Oklahoma in 1992, the second year I was in state government. Today, people don't even use landlines. 40% of American people have wireless phones. That's innovation. And I'm in a business that we build cell towers for the wireless community. We're building towers all over the country because of the demand. The information highway and all that's coming down the pipe. Friends, that's innovation. Think Google and internet. Think about this. If we would have ever told our grandmother that we were going to Google her, I mean, I would have been saying to Paul this morning, false crown. I mean, she would have slapped her teeth out. She said, Granny, I'm going to Google you. That's right. But that, I mean, friends, that's innovation. Competition says we don't have to use just Verizon. We've got AT&T, we've got Sprint, we've got, you know, all sorts of options out there that we can go for our cell phone. I've got 2 of my 5 kids, they don't even have a landline in their house. They use a wireless phone. That's innovation. Competition. In the government, we run from innovation and competition. And in closing, let me give you an illustration of that. I've done a lot of work in terms of poverty, anti-poverty, and saying we shouldn't just deliver services to poor people. And I would challenge you to find any Republican in America that's ever had a vote, with the possible exception of Jack Kemp, that studied and looked at and has done more to target poverty than J.C. Watts. Republican or Democrat. And what I found in my effort to eradicate poverty and to do things to assist is that in the market economy, again, we have innovation and competition. In our social economy, or the education economy, we don't apply innovation and competition. In the social economy, we give people money to deliver services. We don't give them money to make things better, to transform lives, to have better processes, to change things, to get kids out of gangs, to get people from welfare to work. That's not the way we spend our money in government. And there's no competition, because the same people that are getting the money today, they were getting the money 40 years ago. So there's no competition. So you have an organization that comes along, like in Grand Rapids. I was with an organization yesterday, Bethany Christian Services, and we do a little work for them. They come along with the noble idea